Hi friends, it's Victor Costa, Peace, Love, and Muscles. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having an outstanding day. I love you guys. Thanks so much for the likes, the shares, and the subs. And I'm going to do a video tonight on a very simple equation. And I want this to make a lot of sense to you. And I want to give you a sound bite because the sound bite is better, I think, than some of the long drawn out videos. But if I really give it to you too quickly, it'll only be a 20-second video. The video is about how many calories does it take to get bigger? And I'm going to give you a very simple answer, and it's an answer that you could give to your friends. It's an answer that you would know off the top of your head, and an answer that you can always extrapolate from and make sense out of for yourself. The answer to how many calories does it take to get bigger is at least one more calorie than you're spending. Okay? I hope that makes a lot of sense. Let's say that you're spending 2,000 calories a day just to be you. 2,000 calories a day just to be me, just to be Victor. It takes 2,000 calories for Victor to operate his life, to brush his teeth, to get up in the morning, to think, to go to work, to come back, to help my daughter with her homework, to go to the grocery store, to eat, to have a functioning body, to have my heartbeat, all that stuff. It takes 2,000 calories a day to be Victor. Now, let's say Victor decides to take up a hobby of weight training. He wants to get big and bulky and ripped. So he takes up the hobby, and it costs him 500 calories per hour. And let's say Victor decides to do this every day. But Victor maintains his 2,000 calorie a day diet, but he's spending an extra 500 calories, because he's training for an hour, per day. Do you think Victor could progress? Well, Victor may get a little bit stronger. He may get a little bit more toned. He definitely will get a little bit more connected to his body. But over the long run, will Victor progress, or will he digress, or will he regress, or will he go backwards? What do you think? There's a good chance that I'm going to go backwards because I have not accounted for the extra calorie expenditure. So how can I not only be Victor, right? Because when the calories are depleted and it's suddenly Victor is operating on 1,500 calories because he's taken the 500 calories and left them on the gym floor, I cannot choose which faculties I would like to work at a lower level, right? To substitute for the muscle growth that I want. I can't say, oh, brain, why don't you shut off and let's let these muscles grow? I can't. Hey, digestion, stop working a little bit because I want my calves to grow. I can't decide where to pick and choose. So what happens is the body as a unit starts to fail. And so a lot of folks are doing this. They're maintaining the same amount of calories, which they were eating before, prior to taking on a workout regimen. They're spending the calories on the gym floor, leaving them on the gym floor, without replacing them just to maintain themselves. Now, if you think about it, not only would I have to eat my 2,000 calories a day to be Victor, I would have to eat the 500 calories that I'm spending on the gym floor just to maintain the Victorness of everything, to keep everything in alignment. Now, how many more calories would I need to eat? At least one. I would need some extra brick and mortar. I would need something in order to work with. I would need some more clay in order to mold. Otherwise, I keep pulling from the same well. Now, when I was young, I thought everything came from here. The gut, everything came from my heart, that I could will myself to grow, that I could will this stuff. And then certainly there is a point where the body starts to transform and change and you get stronger and more athletic and all that stuff. But there comes a point where you just flatten out and you won't progress and you don't feel well because the calories that you were using for other things just to maintain yourself and your good health are now being used to kind of develop muscle. And you can't do those two things. They have to be in concert. The body has to feel good and be in good health in order for you to progress quicker. So the note of caution out there is that if you are weight training or doing any kind of physical activity and you want to maintain your body weight, eat enough to compensate for the amount of calories you spent. And if you want to get bigger, then add a little marginal percentage above that. Don't go too far above that because we don't want to kind of get too big. Like it's kind of like a suit that doesn't fit when your body kind of like explodes and gets so big so quickly because you've taken on all these calories. You can do this little by little if you maintain that formula. So what I would suggest is not only eating the extra 500 calories to compensate for the weight training or whatever you're doing, but then adding another 50 or 100 calories, right? And that way you're at least, you can assess as you go, but you actually have some ground rules for what you're doing. You're not erratic, you're not all over the place. You have a formula that you're working from. And even if it doesn't work out, you can always refer to it. So I would do that. Compensate for the calories that are being left on the gym floor, and then a little extra for the brick and mortar that you want to mold, for a little bit more for the clay that you would like to develop. And not to mention, you'll feel a hell of a lot stronger. What's the point of looking awesome and shredded and big and muscular and bulky and jacked and all this stuff if you feel like crap? You know? I mean, really. I mean, what's the point of looking that way but feeling like a weakling? I mean, how about feeling your way into it? You can feel good into this. This doesn't have to be one of these things where you look great and feel terrible. You know, I had a friend who was one of the big time models. He was on the cover of these books. He was on magazines. He was in billboards and everything like that. And I said to him one day, he said to me, he doesn't feel good. And I said, honestly, if you don't feel good, I'll bet you could even look better. And it was true. He started to eat a little bit more, and he started to find his groove, and he started to feel better, and that was commensurate with his looking better. So it's hard to look great and feel like crap. You can't do it. You can also feel your way into this. So I would focus on trying to feel better, feel stronger, and then you will actually express that outwardly as well. Your body will be congruent with that feeling inside of you, because it's health first. And bodybuilding is really about the body being healthy enough to be able to do that. You can't do this when you're not well, right? This is an expression of health. Of course, you're doing this naturally, so that's how I would do it, so that you don't get too bulky too quick. You've got enough clay to mold, but not too much that you don't know how to handle it, and you don't look like you're wearing a suit that doesn't fit, and everything will happen, you know, just like that. It'll happen. You just got to keep at it, maintain this for a while, understand what you're doing, take good notes, mental notes, emotional notes, physical notes, and so that you know where you're at. But that's a great baseline to follow. So I think that's good advice. I wish you guys all the best and good health, peace, love, and muscles. All right? And take care of yourselves. Love you guys. Love all the comments. Follow me at Fix Natural. Say hello on Facebook and Instagram at Fix Natural. Take care. Bye.